Good morning. It is 4:45 in the morning, and yes, I'm wearing full makeup today. I'm going to be filming the rest of the series. And but before I get started, I just wanted to share something with you guys, and I'll turn the camera around so you can see it before we get too far into it. This video, this is episode 2. This video is going to be all about you, and where you find your, where you find your happiness. Like what is it about you that makes you you, and how do you discover it? So I'm going to show you what makes me me. I live in Magog, Quebec, which is one of the most spectacular places in Quebec. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful places here, and just like all over Canada, it's a beautiful country. But I just want to share my little corner with you, and I'm going to throw in a few pictures. I have this habit of waking up in the morning and taking pictures of the sunrise, and in the evening taking pictures of the sunset. So the city lights just went off, so I'm going to see if I can just turn this around here. Okay, it's not going to let me, so I'm making this video. It is exactly 5 a.m. and I'm sitting here with my lovely dog, Izzy, the old dog who sleeps most of the time, and Charlie, the blanket dog, who can't wait to go back in and find his blanket. And my cat is down there somewhere. If you can see her, Mishka, a little freckle face. I like to call her the flat cat. She's kind of fat and floppy, but very sweet. All right, so now you know all my animals. Okay, so in this video, I really want to talk about you and what's important to you and what makes you tick. So as I'm sitting here on my steps of the condo where I live, looking out at the beautiful mountain, I'll throw up some pictures so you can see it. I feel blessed to have the life that I have. I feel very blessed to live here, and to have this as my view, to have this as my environment with the fresh air. And I'm a nature nut. I am always walking around barefoot. Anybody who knows me knows that that's pretty much the truth, and with a few exceptions. And I thrive in this environment with this kind of peace and tranquility, and nature and fresh air, and hiking, and lakes and all that kind of stuff. And it's really important to me. And when I was living without it, and I was living in an environment that wasn't quite so conducive to my well-being, my mental health and physical health and emotional health, I wasn't doing as well in business. In fact, I was doing terrible in business. I was doing terrible in health, and I was doing terrible in my relationships. I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't satisfied, and I kept looking for this kind of happiness outside of me. Now, I know that you didn't necessarily tune into this video to get a psychology course, and I'm not going to do that for you. But it is a well-known fact in HR and human resources that certain personality types do really well in certain fields. And so what I really want to encourage you guys to do is to take the Myers-Briggs test and find out what your personality score is, or what your personality type is, according to Briggs-Meyer. And then, and then you'll see that you'll have an aptitude for certain career paths, things that you really like. So for example, I really enjoy teaching. I love helping, like doing things that are really good for the community. And, keep knocking the thing. Really good for the community, and I like to be involved with my kids' lives, anything that kind of keeps me close to home, keeps me involved with doing the things I love, the sports I love. So all of my businesses tend to center around my lifestyle choices. So for example, for many years, I was a rock climber. I lived on the road. I lived the van life. I loved it. Some of the best memories of my life. And as a result of that, I created a hand care product for rock climbers, for cows, like for cows' skin. Now everybody uses it, mechanics and gardeners and woodworkers and parkour people. And so my life created a product that I now sell, for almost 20 years, like you saw in my last video. And And so what I want to encourage you to do is to go out and find out what is your niche, right? And what is it that you are really into? What gets you motivated? Where are your values? What do you believe in? And what's most important to you? There's also a hierarchy of needs that everybody has. And if you pick up my book, you will find that as well in the book. And it'll describe what those needs are. And everybody has them, but we just have them in different doses, right? So oh, look, there's Charlie. Okay, so I'm back in my living room. So, so as I was saying, you really should take the time to get to know yourself, what your true personality type is. Not just mean like, oh, I just love this or I just love that. But actually take the time to take the test. It's called the Myers-Briggs test. And I actually have everybody I work with take this test. And it really helps us to tailor the jobs I give them, my expectations. It keeps everybody kind of balanced, right? And then, then there's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So I would, suggest you check that out. Now, if you pick up my book, it's all in there, and you can see it, and all of the links are there, so that you can go and find all of these places and take the tests and all that kind of stuff. And it's really worthwhile doing. For many years, I kept trying to create this idea of success that didn't really belong to me. It was kind of one that was handed down by my parents. They've been married for, I don't know, they've been married for 55 years now. They've been married for 1,000,000 years. And, my dad was the go out to work full time, and my mom was the work part time and stay home with the kids kind of person. And, we had a good life. We had a really good life. And my parents are really good people. And so I'm not knocking their sense of priorities or whatever. But, it really wasn't for me. Like I kept trying to recreate it, and I was recreating the wrong things, trying to be the perfect wife or that kind of thing. And now that I live on my own, I'm 1,000 times happier. I'm doing great, right? And that should be your goal, right? Whatever your situation is, whether you're married, whether you're divorced, whether you're a single mom like I am, whatever your reality is, that you embrace it and, you celebrate your authentic self. If you have the chance, please check out the book Too Fat, Too Loud, Too Ambitious by Davina Kaur. She's also the founder of the Sexy Brilliant, sexybrilliant.org, which is a nonprofit organization that's dedicated to dispelling toxic shame and encourages people to really live with this idea of radical self-acceptance. So you can find her book on Amazon, Too Fat, Too Loud, Too Ambitious, and you can also find her at sexybrilliant.org. I think anybody who's struggling with giving themselves permission to let go and succeed and to really push forward with their goals and their dreams and their ambition, this book is a real eye-opener about how other people live, their different struggles. And Davina is a wonderful storyteller, and she uses stories from her own life to illustrate, her shift in thinking, the paradigm shift that she goes through. So definitely check this out. Thank you for tuning in today, and I'll hopefully catch up with you in the 3rd episode.